What's up? It's Erica from Beauty Blender, and today I'm joined by celebrity makeup artist Hrush. Today she's gonna be doing a look with our Beauty Blender Glass Glow Shinelighter.
Are you guys ready to shatter the way you look at highlight? When I start to do makeup, I like to begin with the brows, which we already did. We snatched her life away. And then I like to pop on some patches, and I'm going to use detailers to really make sure this gooey serum goes into her under eyes because we want to plump them as much as possible. And I'm going to just prep her eyelid with the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I like for the face and the eyes to have the same texture so it all looks even, and it kind of hides the fact that you're wearing foundation as well. Now I'm going to set her eyelids with the translucent. Now I'm going to pick up on Redo, and we're doing a shimmery, bronzy, golden look on her. I'm going to hit it at the inner corner, and I'm going to pull that shimmer into her inner crease. Now what this does, it opens up the eye, so it makes you look very bright-eyed, fresh, youthful.
Yes, we like that.
And awake. If you're tired, this is a great look.
Well, I'm a mom, so I'm always tired.
Picking up on a warmer tone, I'm going to lightly lift her brow, just going to blend that in. Now picking up on a grayish brown, I'm just going to intensify her crease. Using a straight brush, I am going into her lash line with a warm brown. I like to tuck the eye just a little bit to get into the inner corners. Now I'm going to use a black kohl liner, and I don't like to swipe it all together. I like to work in sections. That way I don't have any accidents of making it extra thick. So we're going to just slip them off. Now I'm going to apply the Beauty Blender Opalescence Primer with a damp Beauty Blender. Now the reason why you have to wet these is because you don't want the serum primer to go inside your Beauty Blender. It needs to hold water inside.
You hear that, guys? Wet your Beauty Blender.
So this primer is excellent because it's super hydrating. It creates an underlay of a beautiful radiance. So as you guys can see, even her skin tone just brightened up from the primer. And now we're going to use Beauty Blender's Bounce Liquid Whip Foundation and begin from the top of the face, and I like to kind of contour first. And what I really love about this foundation is that it's matte. It wears for 24 hours, but yet it doesn't make your skin look dull. So you get the full coverage, but you don't look chalky, honey. And the best way to apply this foundation is going to be with a damp Beauty Blender because it is water activated. Now the cool thing about this foundation is it has hyaluronic acid in it, which means it plumps up your pores, brings it to life. Fragrance-free, oil-free, vegan, gluten-free, all the good stuff. So I just like to really go over the foundation and take my time with blending it in. And the cool thing about the Beauty Blender, what it did, I think it revolutionized the makeup industry because it allowed everyone to look like they know what they're doing with their foundation. Now using the clean side, the sharper edge, clean up the under eye, just making sure not a lot of foundation there because we're gonna put concealer there. So now I'm going to begin contouring her face, and I'm going to begin with the nose. We are going to snatch it to the gods. So the first thing I'm going to do is just create this line over here. And what that does, it makes your nose a little bit shorter. And then I'm going to create the shadow, cast the shadow where I want the bone to be. Now, when you're contouring and you press hard, the bone kind of like swivels your brush somewhere else. So just try to do it in sections and have a light hand while doing it.
Do you have your own favorite makeup artist that does your makeup?
I feel like I've had like the best of the best do my makeup, so I can't pick. I feel like for different looks, different artists are good. So like if I want like a baby doll look, like I know who to go to. If I want a sultry look, I know who to go to.
Who's your sultry look?
Say my sultry look, Etienne Ortega. He knows how to work with my eyes very well. So now we're gonna make a mustache. So the reason why I do this is it makes the lips appear plump, and that way we don't have to use a lot of lip liner. And if like one side of your lip is bigger than the other side, this is a great way to correct the shape. You're obviously going to need to blend it. It doesn't stay this dark. And I'm going to fill the outer corners of her lip. So now I'm going to blend that in to the Bounce foundation. I don't want the outer edge of it to be as dark as the inner, because the inner is creating a shape and this is just casting the shadow. And I'm gonna actually pull it into the brow, and I'm patting the lip contour into her lip now. So I like to warm everything up on the back of my hand just so it goes on seamlessly. Suck in your cheek, girl. Now the reason why I pull down and I don't bring it back up is because it kind of takes away from that like sharp edge when you're blending it back up. Let's get that contour down here too.
Get that double chin out of here.
Get out of here. And I like to begin blending underneath the contour just to chisel it up a little bit more. And I'm going to just bounce on top of her stash. Just to fade that out a little bit. Now the residue from our Beauty Blender foundation will go over the dark contour. I'm just blending that in. So I'm going to add concealer. I like to blend it in with a brush first because I like to drag it to the contour, and just carving that out again. So even if you have like a little wrinkle or a hole in your face, you're trying to like a scar or something you're trying to cover, I suggest you put something light on it because it pulls it out, especially in images. I'm going to clean around her lips. I like to take the little blusher, spray it down with Redo. Make sure it's in there because it activates the concealer to blend in more seamlessly. On the brush that I contoured with, I'm just going to make sure my lines are even. Going with the back of the blusher, I'm just going to blend those three lines together. And before applying the powder, I want to make sure there's no creases because you're just setting creases when you do that. So now I'm going to use a damp beauty blender to pick up on powder. Yes, a damp beauty blender to apply powder. It marries the powder and the concealer together beautifully. You guys see how that like mattified it and brought her back to life? And I like to work the rest of the powder and set everything. So I set this side of her face and not this side. What a big difference, right? Now I'm going to use the blusher blender. We're gonna do like a little baby bake, nothing too crazy. A lot of the time, if you have oily skin, it's great to bake in your T-zone. Going in with the warmer brown that I used on her lid, I'm going to lightly sweep that underneath to outline her eyes. And I'm just kind of gonna stamp in with some black eyeshadow and pull the bottom in to the top. So I want her eyes to razzle dazzle. I'm going to put on a copper waterline. Underneath the darker color, I'm going to just put a little bit of that orange shading. I want to intensify her crease one last time, and I'm actually going to pull it into her nose contour. Buff it away using the Detailer's crease brush, which is vegan as well, if you needed to know, honey. And you're gonna use light strokes when doing this. Now, I'm gonna hit her face with some Redo just to bring some skin out and refresh it. I like to cover the eyes when I do it, side and the other side. And I love the way this sprays actually. It doesn't like spit in your eye or anything.
It's like those misters on vacation.
I'm just gonna lightly highlight. It's a bronzer that has some gold reflect in it because we did bake her face. We need to place some sheen back in. And now for the kicker, the Beauty Blender Glass Glow Shine Lighter. Are you ready to pop? So corny. But honestly, this stuff is magic. For day to day, I think having a sheen like this where you look wet a little bit and it's not like you're sweating, but it looks like it's your skin coming out to raise the peaks of your face is what beauty is, and to me it makes the makeup look a lot more natural. I'm going to just lightly apply it to the peak of her cheek. I love how that sounds. So do you guys see how that's giving her a sheen? So this is non-stick. It stays hydrated the way you see it, and it's so universal. You can use it anywhere you'd like. I'm going to use it at the peak of her forehead because I like a little shine right there. You guys see that? And I'm just using my finger to tap it in. Do you guys see that glow, honey? Okay. I'm going to go in on her clavicle, and honestly, your options are kind of limitless. Like if I could, I could probably slather it on my legs too. Probably gonna need a bigger bottle for that. And can I tell you how beautifully this photographs? And then, y'all thought I was finished? Think again. Look at how much that amplifies the color. Look at the difference in her eye. Ta-da!